For you. I'm Ben Mintz, joined as always by Tyler Moody. Bunch of stuff to get into today. We've got our guest today, Mark Titus, Club Trillion. A fitting guest because some real drama happened to me yesterday, me and Titus, when he traded me off the dozen team Smockin, to Team Minahan. We're going to get into all that, but first I want to thank our title sponsor, Dude Wipes. Also want to thank Stella Blue, best coffee in the game. Only way to start your morning. Chug some Stella Blue, wake up, and get your mind right. All right, bunch of Barstool. So we got some Barstool stuff going on. I mentioned we signed the new deal with Rumble. Subscribe to the Wake Up Mintzy Rumble. We've got a link tree up that's kind of got our Rumble, our YouTube, our Twitter, our Instagram, all that linked up. Good thing, kind of. That's what a lot of the shows are doing. Follow at Wake Up Mintzy on social. All right, a few things to get into. Rough and Rowdy comes back tomorrow night. Thursday night, Providence, Rhode Island. Dave and Big Cat back on the call. My guy Devlin always does an awesome job with Rough and Rowdy. I was at the one in Providence, Rhode Island last December. Rocking crowd, full of stoolies. BuyRNR.com. This is our first one ever on a Thursday, so that's interesting. Usually Rough and Rowdy on a Friday. But I think it's great. I think a lot of people, I don't think it'll be too big a difference in buys. I can't wait to watch it. If you've never seen Rough and Rowdy, there's nothing like it. You got Dave and Big Cat on the call. Beautiful ring girls everywhere. Amateur boxing, but no headgear. It's just wild, spectacular, and crazy. Can't recommend enough to BuyRNR.com. Shout out Jerry After Dark last night. Got to give Jerry a lot of credit. Obviously it blew up, the hole-in-one stream. I guess that was about 4 weeks ago, where he was here for a day and a half, 2 days, before he finally hit one. He bowled a 300 in Wii bowling last night. He's coming off his shoulder injury. Shout out to Jerry. Moody, I believe you were a big Wii bowler back in the day, right?
A little bit. I was more of a Wii baseball guy. I enjoyed that a lot more than I did Wii bowling. So, but yeah, hey, look, bowling a 300 in any capacity is great. I know, sitting down may not count as much. I saw some people saying sitting down. It's not quite as, the same effort. But I will say Jerry's been going all out lately, so you got to commend the effort overall.
Yeah. Shout out to Jerry After Dark. Big props to him. All right, some sports stuff I want to get into, and then Titus is going to join us. Titus, it's going to be fun to have him on. I always thought he was one of the biggest Wake Up Mintzy fans. He rocked the shirt every day, and he was fired up to have me on Smockin', and then he just traded me at the first sign of trouble. But we'll ignore that today. Well, actually, no, we won't. We're going to address it. We're going to find out some stuff with him. And it'll be fun to talk college basketball with Titus, too, because I don't know about you, Moody, but like me, I feel like there's a lot of us that have been real dialed into football season and kind of need like an idiot's guide to what's going on in college basketball because, I go through the scores every night. I follow Ole Miss, but I'm probably not following it as close, and so I'm looking forward to getting caught up on it with Titus. But the main thing today, and let's just go ahead and get on it, is all the dozen drama. And I know, Moody, you're a little new to Barstool. Man, yesterday went nuts, and we'll kind of recap it a little bit. So it all started basically after the show yesterday. I went on Mostly Sports with the Patrick Mahomes jersey, and I thought I was innocent enough. Titus invites me on Mostly Sports. I invited him on Wake Up Mintzy. I don't think anything of it. Well, I was wrong. Titus sits me down and it gives me this analysis comparing me to Tyler Bass, the Buffalo kicker, who definitely missed that field goal against the Chiefs, wide right in the divisional playoff. And I didn't really know where he was going with it. And he's like, well, do you think they could bring Tyler Bass back after that? And I said, no, I think the stench is too much, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, you're traded from the dozen from Smockin. It's like, Titus. I mean, I definitely made a big mistake in that match against Booze Ponies when I said the wrong Sopranos character. I said the son instead of the dad. But I was a little surprised and taken aback. But when he said I got traded for Kirk Minahan, look, people make fun of me, and they do often. I mean, I'm just getting lit up in my Twitter mentions today. Look, was a part of the dozen champion, the Honkers, in season 1. Minahan's like a top 3 to 5 player in the history of the league. Like, I'm good at the dozen. I don't think I'm great by any stretch. Minahan is. So I get why Titus made the trade. I mean, it's not even like a slight personal against me. He had a chance to add a top 3 to 5 player. But where the questions with the trade come in, and this is what blew up so much on Twitter yesterday, Minahan is the captain of Team Minahan and the champion last year. And look, like I said, no one's questioning Kirk. I'm not questioning his dozen prowess. What I'm questioning is what Dave Portnoy jumped on yesterday. And all hell broke loose last night with this. And Dave basically said this is an unfair trade. And he wasn't even, like I said, I'm just being very honest. I mean, I'm not as good as Kirk at the dozen, but he wasn't even referring to that part of it. It was the official trade was me and a Smockin win, forfeiting a win to Minahan for Kirk Minahan. But the problem with the trade, and I thought about this a lot as I analyzed everything yesterday, the actual problem with the thing was how can Minahan trade himself off when he's the captain of the team? That's like being a team owner of an NFL team or an owner and GM and being like, oh, I don't like what's going on in my team. I'm just going to go own another team. Like, the captains of the team are the owners. And that's the problem I have. Like, I get that, if you're Mark Titus, I mean, he's GM. You got a chance to add a top 3 to 5 player for me who's like a role player. Sure, I get it. I'm not even complaining about that. But the thing is, you can't. The point Dave made was how can Minahan, who won the title last year, trade himself off his team when he's the captain? It just doesn't make sense. And so that's my beef with the trade. And Dave, we got a lot to break down on that front. So Dave got on and did a video last night that he's quitting the dozen over it and said that he went off on Jeff. And Jeff D. Lowe had a release where he said basically he thinks the trade is fair and he's sorry that Dave would leave the league. And I was, it's a tough spot for Jeff to be in, obviously catching heat. And Dave even went so far as to say, well, what if we did another trivia league that was more high dollar? I was like, whoa. So just lots of drama here on this dozen front. And then a lot of people were chiming in. Will Compton was basically trying to get the Booze Ponies on the team. And now we're going to be joined.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
By oh wow! So Mark Titus coming in on the phone. He's wearing the Wake Up Mintzy shirt. I appreciate Titus supporting Wake Up.
Can I tell him? I'm about to go on the show.
Oh wow! We look like we might have some breaking news on Wake Up Mintzy here. Cut the tension in the air with the knife.
All right, well,
or a box.
Just text me. I'll read it on the air once we get going, and yeah, we'll do it that way. But yeah, just text me and I'll break the news. All right, thanks.
All right.
Mintzy, what's up, man?
I'm doing well. First of all, welcome Mark Titus to Wake Up Mintzy. First appearance on the show.
Excited to do this. What time do we usually go live? When are we starting?
We're live right now.
We're live right now?
We're live. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I interrupted.
You didn't interrupt anything. You're in the hot button. You look like you were making moves on there.
Oh.
The show started.
Oh, my bad.
We started about 8:02 or 8:03 today. We usually start at 8, but we're good. Everything's good. Welcome to the show. First of all, before we get into the dozen stuff, I do want to say I'm a big Titus fan. I always appreciate you rocking the Wake Up Mintzy stuff, and thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Mintzy, I was Wake Up Mintzy fan number 1. How many of these shirts did you sell in season 1? And I bought. Not only did I buy one, I think I bought the furthest one away. I think the shipping cost on this cost more than the shirt. You had to send it all the way out to L.A. I was the West Coast Wake Up Mintzy fan club.
Buddha Ben, shout out too.
Yeah, we had quite a contingent, and it's exciting to finally be here.
Well,
but I do have some
We have bombshell breaking news.
We might have some bombshell breaking news.
Oh, we have bombshell breaking news.
I'm waiting for the confirmation text, but we might have some bombshell breaking news. So
we're waiting on the text.
We're just waiting on the text that I can release the news, but I expect it to come in the next couple.
Okay. Well, we'll get into. Well, before we get into that, let's get into this. Okay, I said this. I was messing with you on Twitter about a little bit last night. Look, I'm an honest. I'm definitely an idiot a good bit of the time, but I'm pretty honest about it. I don't blame you for making that trade because when you have a chance, like, look, I'm evaluating just strictly not on personalities. Like, I'm pretty good to good at the dozen, not great. I feel like I'm a solid role player. Minahan's top 3 to 5 guy, league champion. I was part of a league championship 3 years ago. I don't blame you for making that trade because you have a chance to make your team a championship team. My beef on it wasn't even with that or with me. I had a couple beefs on it. I thought Ken Jack's release was a little sliding at me, and I didn't think that was necessary. Yeah. I don't see why that was necessary for him to do that. I'm not making that personal or anything with Ken Jack. I mean, I have a good relationship with him. I just don't understand why he had to take a shot at me in it.
Mm-hmm. I've actually got the Ken Jack release up on the screen right now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, my thoughts on that where he was like, we made the easy decision to trade Mintzy. I mean, I made one big mistake and cost us a match, but
it was a big mistake, Mintzy, and I think emotions got the best of us.
Did this happen? So how did this go down? This happened immediately after the match?
Yeah, we weren't looking to move on from you. It was more, I think Kirk saw an opportunity I think Kirk was ready to move on from his team. And
okay.
He saw weakness in our eyes because we were in an emotional state after what happened, you know? So I think that's kind of how it went down. It wasn't that we left the match with the Booze Ponies looking to move away from Ben Mintz.
It was like Godfather Kirk made you an offer.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. And he kind of played us a little bit, which is why.
Oh no!
I got it. I got the text.
Oh no! We have
because I got to be honest, Mintzy. So you come on Mostly Sports yesterday, and the look on your face when I told you we were trading you, I'll never forget it. It's just etched in my brain. I was, as I said, the original Wake Up Mintzy. I was day one, season one, all the way back season one. We're on what, season 3 now? I watched the pilot. I love this show. I set my alarm out on the West Coast to get up and watch it. And so for me to betray you in that way and to see the look of disgust and horror on your face on Mostly Sports yesterday when I traded you, I went home, I sat in it. It did not. And then I saw like all the ripples after that, Dave quitting and Will Compton trying to, crying about whatever he's crying about, and Brandon's texting me crying, and like none of it felt right. So what I've been doing, Mintzy, I've been trying to make this right. So last night, up until right this second, I've been on the phone with basically everybody in this league, and I have officially now pulled off the trade. Ben Mintz has been traded back to Team Sports.
What?
For Kirk Minahan.
What?
You're traded to, and here's why it took so long.
So I'm back on Smockin.
Well, here's what happened, and yeah, I have traded you to Team Minahan for Kirk. Kirk has been traded back to Team Minahan, but here's where it gets complicated, Mintzy. Hank yesterday put out a statement that he will not take Kirk back under any circumstances.
Saw that.
So I have last night, I've gotten barely any sleep at all. I've been calling Jeff. Because I want Mintzy back on Smockin, but Team Minahan doesn't want Kirk, so like we have to like make all this. So there's a lot of stipulations. Jeff just texted me and said the trade can go through, but you have to read all these stipulations for the record. So like all the dozen fans know, like when the NBA trades come out and all the salaries.
It's the fine print.
You have to do all the fine print.
Yeah. It's a salary cap match.
So I promised Jeff I would read that. But I felt so bad, and I was like, we have to make this right. I have to trade Mintzy back. So Kirk Minahan has been traded back to Team Minahan, but Team Minahan obviously does not want Kirk, so they are cutting Kirk Minahan effective immediately.
Whoa! So Kirk, the champion, is a free.
He's a free, so he doesn't have a team. And as we know, Kirk has in the past wanted to quit the dozen. Jeff won't let him do that. So I talked to Kirk. Kirk was like, "I'm just going to quit the dozen. I've wanted to quit anyway." But Jeff doesn't want him.
Yeah, he said he's starting.
Yeah, because Kirk is the best player in the dozen, so he can't quit the dozen. So Kirk has to form his own team. So Kirk, I believe, has picked up TJ and Fasoli. And
okay, so that's just a whole new team.
Whole new team. But here's where it gets complicated, Mintzy, is to make room for trying to call in some favors. Big Cat has graciously stepped up and said he will step down. So
what?
Team Yak has been cut.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, but here's the
What?
thing. But so Big Cat said, because Big Cat loves you, he loves me. Like he's a friend of this show, friend of Mostly Sport. He felt bad about yesterday too. So
What is happening?
He has agreed for Team Yak to step down and make place for the new Kirk team. But he had one stipulation, which was Team Minahan that Hank is on, which is Hank is Big Cat's boy. He wants me to do right by Hank and figure out what's going on there. So. Yeah, because they don't. I know. This is what I was doing all last night, Mintzy.
Wow.
So I talked to Jeff. He was under the assumption that Rico his heart's not really in it if Kirk's not on his team. So, I think Team Minahan might just dissolve. And Hank, as we know, Dave quit Team ZD last night.
Yeah.
So the move is that Hank is going to go to Team ZD and replace Dave. Rico is apparently out. And the Yak is stepping down to make room for Kirk's team. Now, but here's where again it gets really crazy.
All because I said Eric instead of Davies.
It's crazy.
This is like the dominoes.
Crazy. And then, but then this is where it gets really fucking crazy, Mitch.
Okay.
And this is where I started. I was like, we're in too deep now. But I was like, I got to do whatever I can to get Mintzy on the team. So Hank goes to Team ZD, but then Dave finds out that Kirk is no longer on Smockin. Dave wants back in the league because that was the whole reason that Dave quit.
Yeah,
but at this point, Hank is already on Team ZD. So Dave wants his spot back on ZD. Hank gets kicked back off. Now I'm back in a position where I told Big Cat if Big Cat's going to step down with Team Yak, I have to make Hank whole. But Hank was whole by going to Team ZD. Now he's off Team ZD. Hank doesn't really have a team anymore.
So Hank and Big Cat.
It's all
or Hank and Big Cat forming a team.
It's all really confusing. So here's what happened. Yeah. I talked to Kirk and Rico apparently is back in. Rico never was out in the first place. So Rico and Hank still have Team Minahan. So Kirk is going to send, because Kirk picked up Fazoli and TJ. He doesn't really care about either one of those people. They were just, two people that he needed to form a team. He is going to send Fazoli to Team Minahan to make them whole. So they have a whole team, but now Kirk only has two guys. So Kirk and TJ are my guys. We have brought them on to Team Smockin as coaches, so that way Kirk is still in the league, and that satisfies Jeff. But but at the same time, we're all good in that regard. So I got TJ, we got Kirk as coaches. But then here's where it gets really crazy.
We're gonna have to re-break this down.
No, I have to read all this because Jeff.
I mean, my head's.
I know. It's confusing for me too.
I'm sure Jeff has a lot of thoughts.
Jeff told me I have to read all the fine prints to make sure this trade goes through. So Kirk's little side team that he had started. It goes away, but now that it goes away, Big Cat and the Team Yak, they don't have to step down anymore. They're back in, right? Because they had stepped down to make room for Kirk's team because the numbers were off. Because once Kirk started a new team. It was an odd number of teams. We had to have a team step down. The Yak stepped down. Kirk's team's done now, so the Yak is stepping up. So, what is happening next? Because the Yak is back in, we no longer have to satisfy Big Cat's whole deal, right? So we and here's where it gets really tricky. Big Cat is back in.
Yes.
So my deal with him trying to make Hank whole is off. So Kirk and I have now recruited Fazoli back to Team Smockin. So we now have 3 coaches and 3 players. But then Jeff said Team Minahan only has the 2. We have 6. We actually have 3 players with 3 coaches. So we have an agreement taking Fazoli on as an assistant coach. We will be sending Team Minahan a player to be named later. We will be promoting Kirk Minahan from coach to player, and then I think the last bullet point was that a couple of the coaches didn't want to on our team didn't like that they weren't promoted, so they're going to quit. But it's all good. It's all good. So
am I the player to be named later getting sit back?
So
am I the player to be named later getting sit back?
Oh shit!
Is that? You said I'm back, but then now there's a player to be named later to go to Minahan? Is this all?
Oh.
Am I being messed with again?
Oh fuck, Mintzy. I gotta call Jeff on that one. I gotta call Jeff on that. I got the trade to work. I just a player to be named later.
So I'm on Smockin.
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? You just broke that I was back.
We said player to be named later.
So it's just gonna be.
I don't know. We got the.
All right.
We got the trade to work.
Okay, let me re-break this down. So
I plugged it into the trade machine and it said successful trade.
let's start with Dave Portnoy because that's
Okay.
the top of everything, as it always is. So Dave's back on ZD.
That's what I was told.
So
Yes.
Dave, because the trade with Kirk got nullified, that was Dave's problem. And look, my beef, like I was saying earlier before you came in, I don't blame you for making a trade for me from Minahan as far as players. I just don't.
Oh, fuck.
What now?
You are the player to be named later.
You son of a bitch.
God damn it. We're back where we started, Mintzy. I'm sorry about all that.
What about Dave ZD?
I'm sorry about it. Well, now Kirk's back on our team, so we're back where we started. Now Dave is quit again.
I'm so confused. My brain is in a pretzel.
God damn it, Mintzy.
Why you come in here?
Well, I traded you back on Team Smockin. I did do that. That happened. But then the wheels like that. This thing's a runaway train.
I agree with that.
All because you messed up the Sopranos answer.
Yeah.
That's the power that you have. You sent just ripples through.
Lightning rod.
Yeah. Damn.
So is this all? I have so many questions. Okay, so you're just coming in here messing with me, right? None of this actually happened.
No,
But then you said Dave's back. He's not back. Big Cat never.
You want me to see the phone line? I called all these guys last night. I mean, I was working on this. But that's the problem is that we can't just trade you back for Kirk because Hank has already come out and said we don't want Kirk. When Kirk wants to come back to Team Minahan, we don't want him. So
Today's not April 1st, right?
It's just complicated everything. So that's I thought we had it, and then you brought up a great point that it does. Like Jeff said, because when I looked at the very end, we had three coaches and 3 players.
No, I agree. The roster's
and Jeff was like, "That's too deep. We got to."
With Hank and Rico.
Yeah, and I guess.
So I got traded again, but I didn't really get traded again.
So all of the work I did last night was for nothing.
Okay, well, taking me out of it. What's going? So Dave's back with ZD or he's not?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. So you just came in here. This was all you messed with me then.
I have no idea what Dave. I can't. I could barely keep any of that straight. Jeff just sent me the longest text in the world, Mintz, and I'm trying to read it all, but like.
We may have to get tomorrow. We'll try to get Jeff in here on. We'll try to get Jeff in here on a video.
Jeff breakdown, which is.
Well, we'll get Jeff in here on a video tomorrow.
These trades are confusing. You know.
I'm lost. Well, okay. What did you think about some of the reactions and stuff last night to everything? Did you feel like that was just a slight? Because you made a trade that you thought helped your team.
Yeah.
You feel it was unfair? You got attacked?
No, it was unfair. I felt like we made a savvy move. As you said in your video, it was just business. I didn't look at it that way. I wasn't trying to be cutthroat about it, Mintzy, but
no, look. Like I said, I'm pretty honest about stuff, and I realize my faults and et cetera, even though people think I don't know anything. I mean, Minahan's top 3 to 5. You get a top, I'm above average.
There were only 3 players that I would have pulled the trigger on.
Yeah. Like I said, my beef was the Minahan. How can a captain that's basically a team owner trade himself off his team? Because he's not worried about making Minahan's team any better. He's the owner of the team.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit. He obviously, if he's trading himself off it, he ain't worried about his team. He's just trying to get a better situation, which I get. But I don't see how the captains. That's like being an owner GM. You're kind of married to your team at that point. Is what Dave said, and what I ultimately. That was my problem with it. Not that I got traded.
But there was precedent. Riggs did this before. Riggs traded himself off of the Misfits.
Was he the captain of the team?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But nobody cared about that quite as much.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting. We haven't even, the new look Smockin hasn't even been asked a question yet, and everyone is already just, their heads are spinning thinking that we're going to win this thing. And I don't think that's necessarily, that we're going to be the most dominant team anyone's ever seen. I just think everybody being scared of us is a little premature.
Well, I feel like the way the dominoes are rolling, I just don't even know what to think. I'm on a team though. I'm on Minahan.
I think you're on a team.
There could be more
check with Jeff, but Jeff told me I was authorized to say that I had traded back for you. But then the dominoes, like all the fine print, as I was reading, I was like, yeah, damn, that does looks like we might have just got.
I know Jeff has a very complicated job, but this is all over the place.
But Jeff loves all the drama of the dozen.
course.
He loves
I'm a huge Dozen fan. I'm a big Jeff fan.
But
I'm not a hater.
The dozen has turned into the NBA, where it's less about the product on the court and it's more about these off-season, or not off-season, but the moves at the trade deadlines and the free agency pickups and all that sort of thing. And I think, we maybe have jumped the shark as a league. I think this trade, I mean, some of the details of all the guys moving just to, make this thing work is a little crazy. But
the deadline's coming up too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, last one to mention of it for the moment. Just where it is now. Okay. Who are the members of Smockin? You, Kirk, Ken.
Oh!
Just want to watch.
Did you hear about the
Just want to watch.
All right, we're now joined by Brandon
Walker?
BFW, Brandon Walker.
You guys do your thing.
All right.
You didn't come in here to not give us some thoughts. I don't believe that for a second. You got thoughts.
Are we ready?
I would like to watch the back and forth.
We've had it.
Let Brandon just sit. Let's go live. And let's let Brandon
go live.
Let's go live. Let's go live.
All right.
Wait, let's start the show now. Let's start it. And let's bring Brandon on at the start. So
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Moody on me. 3, 2.
And we're live.
All right.
What's up, fellas?
Yep.
Welcome to Wake Up Mintzy, Season 3, Episode 2. Episode 3, Part 2.
I didn't really like the energy of that start.
I'm just confused. My brain's in a pretzel right now.
Moody.
I got told.
Moody, run.
I got told.
Cut.
Cut.
I got traded
Stop
yesterday.
down.
Then I got told I was back on Smockin. Then I got told I'm
Well, you guys traded. Oh, hold on. Where is he at?
I traded.
I'm so confused.
I traded Mintzy for Minahan. Yeah. Well,
I'm so
okay,
confused.
all right,
Mintzy, I'm gonna have to read the whole thing for.
Well, hold on,
Brandon now.
Titus.
I'm gonna have to read it off.
Let
for
me tell
Brandon,
you where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I was on Mostly Sports yesterday.
Yeah.
Wonderful show.
I got
Wonderful.
no problem with Mostly Sports.
So
sure, y'all have me, even if it was to break my heart.
We had Mintzy and I wasn't in on that. I didn't know. We had Mintzy and Patrick Mahomes on the show, and you broke the news that you had traded him for.
I did. Yeah.
Kirk Minahan, right?
Yep.
And who was the captain of Team Minahan, and that's where it last left off. Has there been other movement?
Yeah, and then last night, all the ripples. We dropped the bomb.
Dave quitting like a
Dave
bitch.
quitting.
Yeah.
Will Compton's and his feelings about it all.
Yeah, he's very stupid.
You were
too.
texting me, crying about various things.
Not true.
Not dozen related, but still for the record, you were.
Well,
You were.
my wife's been mean.
It didn't sit well with me how we left it, so I orchestrated a move to trade for Mintzy, to trade Mintzy back to Smockin. So I traded Mintzy.
That's smart business.
We undid the deal, but the problem, Brandon, was that Hank has already come out and said that Kirk Minahan is not welcome back on Team Minahan. So to make the deal work, there was just a ripple effect from that, a lot of fine print, and we don't need to get into it now, but
essentially, you who have Kirk Minahan on your team wanted to unload him for Mintzy, but it turns out that basically there was a no trade clause blocking Minahan from getting traded back to Team Minahan.
Kind of, yeah.
So where does that leave Mintz?
So Mintz is on Team Minahan,
But he told me.
but Kirk. I
mean, it's kind of messed up. You come in and said I'm back on Smockin, and then you give me this whole we do have to get rid of a player to be named later. And I go, am I the player to be named later? And he said, yeah. I've been traded twice.
Yeah.
You traded for yourself?
I'm so confused.
I was.
My brain
too by
can't.
that,
My
yeah.
brain can't.
I was.
And
too.
so, and it also, Big Cat, the Yak never got messed with. That was just a roundabout thing. But they're
Well, the Yak, because Minahan formed his own team, so then a team needed to step down, and the Yak was going to, but now they're not going to. Minahan, Mintzy, sorry.
So fundamentally, I want to ask Brandon his opinion on this. Look, I told Titus the truth. Look, you got a chance to move me from Minahan. He's the champion. He's top 3 player. I get all that. I'm not whatever.
Debatable.
Well, my problem is this. Minahan's a captain. That's like being an owner and a GM. Can you just trade yourself as an owner and a GM? Like if you're an NFL team, I'm the owner of a team I don't like, so I'm just going to go jump to another one?
Well, you could sell your team and buy another one.
Okay.
You could definitely do that. That can happen. I don't think it's ever happened, but it could happen.
But like Minahan makes that trade.
Yeah.
Kirk makes that trade. He's not trying to improve his team at all. He's trying to get away from it.
Well, his team had Rico on it. Wouldn't you try to get away?
But didn't they win championship?
Not really.
Okay.
It has an asterisk, and everybody knows it. So I understand. But you are now on.
I don't even know where I am.
You basically have two.
You have a
dozen
dream team.
championships.
That's why everyone wants to veto this trade. Is because you have.
I don't think it has anything. I don't think it has anything to do with me. Why this
Mintzy, the defending champs are bringing in a former champ. That's like,
oh my God,
that's unbelievable.
Can you imagine if the Rockets?
This is some serious.
If the Rockets in '95 had gotten Michael Jordan,
that's exactly what happened.
Spin zone coming. Like, I mean,
that's why everyone.
This is a little. Okay.
That's why they want to veto the trade, I think.
I'm fine with it because I don't think Titus's team got any better. I think there's overlap. You know, Ken Jack and Kirk and Titus, they're three assholes. They're going to hate each other. This is going to blow up in spectacular fashion.
Brandon is so fine with it that he came to Wake Up Mintzy to
I just wanted to watch.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah, that's right. Brandon doesn't want to be on the show. Let's start the show.
Moody,
let's start the show.
We're gonna start with that.
All right.
And then we'll go from there. All right.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right.
All right, let's run it back, Mintz. You ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Sup, fellas? Joined for season 3, episode 3.75 by the Mostly Sports crew, BFW, Mark Titus.
I brought your coat.
Thank you, Brandon.
welcome.
I appreciate it. I feel like there's the episode 3.75. There's a different positive vibe here. There's been a lot of gloom, all this negativity.
Has there been doom?
I don't know. I've just been confused. I just feel like I was wanted, then I wasn't wanted, then I was wanted, then I wasn't wanted. But I do appreciate you gentlemen joining us here on Wake Up Mintzy.
Let me ask you this.
Sponsored by Dude Wipes.
Oh, shout out Dude Wipes.
Shout out Dude Wipes.
If everybody's got a butthole.
Yeah, and it's going to be feeling a lot better if you use Dude Wipes instead of toilet paper.
Oh, nice, cool wetness on your butthole.
No dry, no itchy.
Correct. If you could craft your perfect trivia team around yourself, who would you put on it?
Perfect trivia team around myself.
Yeah, Hank and Rico, probably, right?
Probably not, but I do like Hank and Rico. I don't know if they want me. I don't know what's going on. I texted them yesterday like, hey, I'm happy to do a team with y'all. No response.
No response.
So I don't know. I think they're going to move me. I don't know.
Titus, did you not check and inquire about the fit before you traded him to Team Minahan?
Rico said he was going to keep. They asked him. They said they were going to keep me. On the camera, he said they wanted to keep me.
Yeah.
I'm lost here. I'm lost at sea. I'm a man that thinks he has a country but doesn't know if he does or not here. I feel like the winds of change are blowing. I do have a ring at least, but
Are you singing lyrics to
I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. Titus came in here and said we traded back for you. Kind of got my heart up. Then he said, I'm gone and the player to be named later. He is wearing his Wake Up Mintzy shirt, though. Shout out to that.
There's no bigger Mintzy fan than Titus. He will not stop talking about you.
I know. I traded back for Mintzy, but as it turns out...
so you've now traded for me twice.
It was all for naught. Yeah, it was all for naught.
No.
When the dust settled...
Traded for you. Oh, yeah.
The first one he picked me up because I was a free agent because I was coming back from... misunderstanding.
I've traded for you twice, and we've traded you away once, really.
So that's twice as much.
Well, you signed me as a free agent, I think, the first time, because it was when I came back from that.
Yeah, but he has acquired you twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's only sold you once.
I only sold you once.
So he's acquired you twice as often as he has sold you.
Yeah.
That's true love.
But he traded me yesterday and today.
No, I didn't trade you today. You were a player to be named later. You were just named. You weren't traded. You were just named.
So... I'm not even worried. Like, I'm cash considerations.
You were named.
Basically what you're telling me.
No, you were the player to be named later, and you got named.
You got named. Yeah, we finally named you.
Right.
Yeah, that's
you didn't have a name for a while. Now you got named.
Yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all fine. We don't need to belabor it.
It's all good for you.
It's all good.
I don't even know if I'm in the dozen anymore. I'm confused.
You're never gonna be. You'll always find a home, Ben, in the dozen somewhere.
Well, thank you, Brandon.
I don't mean it.
Oh. I don't know what's going on. Y'all are messing with me.
I'm not messing with you. I'm actually going to leave.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by, though, Brandon. Always.
All right. We can.
Better with them too.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right. We can start the show. Go ahead, Mintzy.
All right. We're going to start it one more time.
Yeah, let's start.
Hey, we're going to start it. We're going to talk some college basketball.
Let's talk some college basketball.
Let's talk some college basketball before we let Titus out of here. Moody, ready for the start?
Yeah. 1 second. Let me fix my camera. And in 3, 2.
All right, sup, fellas? Act 3, episode 3.8, fourth start. I'm Barstool Mintzy, Wake Up Mintzy, sponsored by Dude Wipes and Stella Blue Coffee, best coffee in the game. Shout out Big Cat, Tyler Moody joining us, producing. Thanks to Club Trillion, Mark Titus, our guest today, rocking his Wake Up Mintzy shirt despite wanting nothing to do with me on the dozen. But we're not here to talk about that anymore. You've heard that. What I want to talk about with Titus before we get out of here is, all right, there's a lot of people like me, I think, in the world that I like college basketball. Mm-hmm. I watch Ole Miss. That's my team. I watch Chris Beard. I'm excited about that. I've been watching football and checking box scores, but not really following it. I see the rankings. I kind of want to ask you questions for dummies like myself that basically watch it hardcore from the Super Bowl through March Madness.
Okay.
So this year, from what I hear, it's pretty wide open. I saw some scores from last night. Houston's top 4. They're in they moved to the Big 12, but they still seem elite.
Yeah, they're elite. They're still
Kelvin Sampson still playing defense.
Still pretty good. Yup. Houston is one of the top 4 for sure.
Who else is in your top 4?
I would put UConn, I would put Purdue, and I would put probably North Carolina. That seems to be
UConn's the defending national champion. I completely see why they're dominating. Purdue killed Michigan last night.
Purdue killed Michigan.
Beat them by 32. Obviously, they still have Zach Edey, who's I guess he reminds me of watching Yao Ming a little bit. He's just so big.
What? Oh, because he's so big?
Just because he's really tall.
Just because he's tall.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you think so? Your other top 4, you said North Carolina. I want to ask, SEC-wise, Auburn's killing everybody.
Auburn's killing everybody. I like Tennessee, though. I think Tennessee might be the best team in this.
I know you were real big on Kentucky.
I am big on Kentucky.
They got smoked last night.
Kentucky's got a lot of talent. They're still trying to piece it all together, figure it out. A lot of young guys, a lot of moving parts. But yeah, I don't think Kentucky's going to win the SEC, but Kentucky's going to be dangerous in the tournament.
Okay.
I think they're going to be dangerous in the tournament.
Okay. Any other mid-major small schools you like? I feel like I keep hearing Utah State's good this year.
Utah State's pretty good. Utah State hasn't played anybody. Utah State's played 0 major conference teams though, so that worries me a little bit. But they have a good team. I like Indiana State. I like Dayton.
Dayton's I saw number top 15,
yeah,
top 16.
Dayton's good.
Shout out Dukes.
They could score the basketball. That's pretty much it. I don't know what else. Arizona's good. They're sneaky. They've lost some weird ones, but I think they're going to be pretty good in the end.
They're the best Pac-12 team.
Yeah, for sure.
UCLA's falling off, right?
UCLA's having a really bad year. Yeah.
Okay, and then
my Buckeyes are having a really bad year, Mintzy.
What would you say the best league is this year?
Oh, the Big 12 is probably the best. I think the SEC is going to be the most fun conference title race, though.
Okay. At Big 12-wise, obviously Houston's the leader. BYU, I saw, was ranked. They won on the road at BYU last night. I believe I saw Oklahoma got beat, right?
Oklahoma lost to Texas.
And Oklahoma's number 11.
Kansas has 2 guys that could be first-team All-Americans, but they're not a very good team.
Really?
For Kansas, yeah, so that's interesting.
Is Baylor good this year?
It's wide open. Baylor's good, but they don't play defense, man.
Yeah, I saw they opened a new arena.
They don't play defense.
So they don't play no D.
Yeah.
All right, SEC-wise, you just mentioned Tennessee and Auburn, Kentucky. You think those are the best 3 teams?
Yeah, I think those are the 3.
Yeah, I feel like Arkansas has been real disappointing.
Arkansas has been really
Arkansas
bad.
is at Ole Miss tonight. Ole Miss really needs.
Ole Miss is. You guys have it's been a fun surprise, but I think it's starting to come back down.
Yeah, I think the Beard era is going to be awesome, but Ole Miss played got a good win over Memphis non-conference, but the rest of the non-conference schedule is a little weak, and I feel like struggling on the road a little bit, but need to bounce back against Arkansas tonight.
Yep, Mississippi State is okay, but
they don't score enough,
but
right?
They don't score enough.
Yeah, they play good D and don't score.
Florida's okay.
They've fallen off. Mike White's doing pretty good at Georgia.
Georgia's all right. They're not an embarrassment anymore, so SEC's pretty good, yeah.
Okay, at Big East, I saw Creighton beat Xavier last night. Creighton real good again?
Creighton's good enough to beat anybody, but I don't love Creighton.
Okay.
They're good enough to beat the good teams, but I don't consider them one of the good teams.
Other than Purdue, is anyone good in the Big Ten? I saw Wisconsin's number 5.
Illinois is pretty good. Pretty good. Wisconsin can be pretty good. But yeah, it's Purdue. Purdue's, but they're
tournament. It's just so weird because it's just their NCAA tournament.
Once they get to the tournament, brutal. Yeah, as long as Purdue doesn't have to play 16 seeds, right, Mintzy?
Yeah, that was rough last year. I think Purdue's got more experience at guard. I feel like last year was those freshman guards got exposed in that game. Okay, if you had to pick someone to win it all right now, who'd it be? I know that's a brutal question. It'd be one of those 4 you probably mentioned.
I got to see the bracket. Is the bracket out? Can we get the bracket on the screen?
I don't know.
So I can look at it.
Has Lenardi been coming up with bracketology yet?
I think if I look at the bracket, I'll be able to.
I don't know if I can put it on the screen behind me.
Oh, damn.
All right. You know what? How about I'll ask you this again on Selection Sunday in 6 weeks?
Give me.
Or even if there was like a long shot that you think could win it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take a long shot. Give me UConn to
long shot, repeat.
Repeat. That's as long as it gets.
Hey man, when's the last time somebody repeated?
It's the 2007. That was 17 years ago. It's only happened one time since 1992. So like that's as long shot as it gets.
That's tough. Repeat.
That's as long shot as it gets to take UConn.
Okay. Well, I also want to shout out before you leave. Mostly Sports. Y'all are killing it. I appreciate, even if I came in for bad news, I appreciate you having me on yesterday.
But there was good. But yeah, and I'm sorry, Mintzy. I really thought I had something there, but yeah, I don't know what happened. I thought we had you back on Smockin there for a second. But that's the way this league operates.
No, I mean it changes on a dime.
Yeah.
So I as of right now, I don't know if I have whatever. To be continued.
We'll figure it out.
At least I peaked in season 1 and won a ring, so I can always live with that. Shout out Dude Wipes and Stella Blue for sponsoring us. I'm still thanking Titus for coming. I appreciate him supporting Wake Up Mintzy.
I'll let you do the show now. the show.
Thank you for letting me do it. Appreciate you wearing the shirt. Even if you traded me twice and said we don't want me, who knows? We'll be back on Wake Up Mintzy tomorrow. Once again, BuyRNR.com, Rough and Rowdy tomorrow night in Providence. Shout out Tyler Moody and everybody at Barstool. I guess we got through Act 3, Episode 3 with 4 or 5 starts today. So we're all just better for that.